Hey, what's going on YouTube? I figured out how to disable these ads. So I'm back again. I just had to change my ad blocker. But they were showing, investing.com showing like 20 ads at one time. When I have 15 windows open, 15 ads each, you can see how it was creating a big problem. Anyways, I figured it out. I'm going to start off with $1 here. You can see the push after Brexit, blah blah. You got a W pattern, bullish, boom, made a new high. Right now we're working on a higher low, waiting to get above 96.40 or so, trying to get above the previous high, which creates a nice little range for the dollar to either break out or get rejected. But this is the hourly. You can see a little top heaviness, lower high on a 5-hour. The daily. You can see the bullish retracement almost. Let's call 96 as support, where we got a double bottom and a previous high. And then if it breaks down, we got support all the way down. So it looks good to see very plainly the W bottom. So look for a bullish retracement on the 5-hour. As far as the longer term, we are bearish as it got rejected from the lower high, higher low, into the 34, which is a bearish retracement on the longer term. So we'll see what happens as we are below the 34 SMA on a weekly. And it came up after the first time it came down, bearish retraced, came down, bearish retraced, got knocked back. So we are working from higher low, so be prepared for it to go further up. But right now, as far as the week goes, it's rejected to change trend. So in my opinion, it's bearish until things change. For the monthly, see where we're at. As the month is closing this Thursday, it looks like we're still into resistance on a monthly. So usually V bottoms don't do much. So what it's going to have to do is go up, make an opposing point, and make a higher low before it can move further. Look for an exhaustion move or some kind of a turnaround, as V bottoms usually don't work out too well. So there you go, the dollar. S&P, you can see the dead cat bounce so far. Working off of 1980. Got a double bottom. Looks like the retracement's coming back into resistance. We got the EMA 8 right here at 2044. And you can see the bearish retracement back into previous lows. And then the previous lows get so heavy, you got the EMA sitting right there. So see if price will hit 2044 and back off, make an opposing point, because again, V bottoms don't do much. It needs to go up, hit resistance, come back down, make an opposing point, therefore it can go further up. But this could be just churned all the way back down as it gets rejected into previous lows. But we'll see. We are working from a nasty double top and a huge bearish piercing pattern. Huge. So look for a bearish retracement into resistance and then backing off. That's a daily. Weekly, looks like we got a bounce right off of the 34 on a weekly. And lo and behold, that long trend line we've been watching, the lower highs is right around resistance points. So let's see what happens. And for the month, let's just see. You can see how top heavy this thing is. And it being summer and the Brexit and all this other crap going on. Election year. It looks like the pump is over, as this bearish retrace, or the bearish piercing pattern so far this month looks pretty bearish, unless it can pull out 50% of this body here. It doesn't look good. Let's see where it has to go to become neutral 2077. So we got a couple days. See if the bounce continues. But right now we got support, right? The EMA 8 and 13 have support. As it went below it once, maybe this is the bearish retracement and then a continuation. See what happens. But right now it looks bearish for the longer term monthly chart. Let's look at crude. Crude is getting knocked back a little bit, but it's into support on a weekly chart above the EMA 8. So it looks healthy. Looks like a nice stair step, but we got some reversal bars, and then another reversal bar right off of the EMA 8. So we'll see how the week ends. But that reversal bar there, falling star on a weekly pattern, looks pretty bad. We got knocked back into support, bounced, made another rise, and now we bounced off the EMA 13 for the week and making a double bottom. So see if it holds. In another fashion, it looks like a stair step. But see how that goes. Let's go a little bit further down. We got the double bottom you see now. Looks like a descending triangle. So it looks bearish on the daily. And we look for a flat top break, flat bottom break on the way down. As it did break down below the 34, did a bearish retracement, and it might just get knocked back, as the EMA 8 and 13 are below the 34 on a daily. But we are working from a double bottom there. Looks to me as a bearish retracement across the 34. Look for price to go into resistance and back off, maybe even possibly breaking down 46. Otherwise, it'll have to break the top pattern as price gets knocked back and forth between the pattern. So anything outside the pattern. A little further down, see the double bottom, still bearish retracing back to the 34 on a 5-hour chart, coming into resistance in and around 48.50. So see what happens with that. Let's look over to Deutsche Bank after the Brexit. It's holding its own, but definitely bearish, as we had a nice reversal bar popped and then just took it down, flat top break at 14. Anything below 14, I would take a ride on this one. Shorten it. Not much else to say other than the fact it's well below previous lows. So the last push up to previous lows got pushed back pretty hard. Boom, boom, boom. Didn't even make that one. It just fell apart, breaking previous lows at 14, at 15, and then previous lows are at 18. So it's well below previous lows. Definitely in a no man's land, watch out below scenario. So keep an eye on that one. German 10-year after the Brexit does not look good, as it has fallen now to 11.5 cents below zero. You can see the breakdown on previous lows, and the breakdown, the bearish retracement, and the knockback. How this thing is still trading, I have no idea. In the penny stock world, they'll just add some decimals to it. So maybe they'll do that. They'll add some decimals instead of the negative. Fractions of a penny. Actually, that would make sense because it's still worthless. Has to carry that negative with it. I don't know, it doesn't look good, guys. Horrible. I think they need to do a reverse stock split or something. Oh my god. Let's look at gold. Here's a 60-minute chart. I've been watching this. So far, we're just in this tight range. No volatility in the past couple days. Let's see if we can break above that trend line. As it is working off of a higher low. And looks like we are about to break previous highs, or tried once already. Let's see if we can get a little push for the end of the month. 60-minute chart. Here's a 5-hour chart. See, we're above on a 5-hour, the EMA 8 and 13. See if we can break that uptrend line. Daily, you can see the push, and then the kind of sporadic push up, and a gap down, fill the gap, see if this thing wants to come back down or push through. You can see now very clearly excuse me. You see clearly the reverse head and shoulders. And so getting above the previous high, that line there, will be very, very profitable for anybody watching. As you take a measured move on the futures market and take it out. Let's take a look at that 60-minute again. Looks like it wants to push forward. It's edging its way. And again on the monthly, watch the monthly charts. We are in a breakout. It looks beautiful. I think that the next couple days, looking at the short term, we're going to see a little push, hopefully breaking previous high, 1360, shooting to 14, which could absolutely do it in a couple days. Silver, same thing. You can see 60-minute chart, and it's starting to move. There we go, 18 as we speak. Nice. Pretty nice. You can see the trend line. You can see the reversal bar right over the trend line. You saw that. Boom. Taking a ride. Came back into support. Flat top break. Boom. Textbook right there. Looks like 18's can be taken out. Let's see if we can take out previous highs. Previous highs went all the way up to 13 or 18. 35. No problem. Pretty badass right there. Yeah, production value. I got a breakout. A 60-minute chart for you. Nice. Very clearly on a 5-hour chart, you can see very clearly now the flat top break coming in well above previous highs as it came back in to previous highs and bounced really hard. See that bounce now. And you can also see that U pattern that I always talk about. Break above the 34 makes that U. Happens all the time in bullish patterns. There you can see clearly now the U on a daily chart. Breaking previous highs is going to be a game changer on this one. See if we can get above 18 on the close. A weekly close, monthly close. That'll be awesome. Let's take a look. See now the breakout is gonna be badass. So a weekly chart, the measured move is the top and the bottom. So I got $2 on this first move. So 18 break gets you 20. And then ultimately on a monthly, you take that measured move, the top and the bottom. You take that bottom, and on a monthly chart, it'll take months for anything to happen. So 13 to 18, that's $5 from 18, or added to 18. So you're looking at 23 on a measured move on silver, just to be clear. That's a monthly chart. And the measured move is just a tiny bit different on a weekly. But ultimately, you take the highs and the low. The only reason why I'm doing this measured move first is because this pattern is going to break. It looks to be like a reverse head and shoulders, where the red candle has not come in yet. So watch for that. Don't know if the right shoulder is complete yet. So look for any kind of whipsaw, but you had a huge breakout here and a recovery. So it could be construed as the right shoulder completing, but we'll see. Shorter term, that U. Longer term, that U. See the bullishness of it. Even on the daily, it came all the way down and made the right shoulder. So anything can happen. But look for previous high breaks. Use that as your support. Watch price break out. Come back into support. Take a ride. That way you're not getting whipsawed. You wait for that bullish retracement after the break. Copper. Let's just take a look on a monthly. You can see how it's shaping up. Copper needs a lot of work on the monthly chart. So it held. Now we're working off of a triple bottom. We got a higher low, and we got, if we can close the month above 220, we got a down and a bullish retracement, or a bullish piercing pattern. Excuse me. So 50% of this candle above there, or a close above the 8, above previous lows, or into previous lows resistance on a monthly chart would start this thing in a bullish pattern as we are working a higher low. Look for a flat top break on copper as it breaks in the previous lows, approximately 230. So 230 could get you up to the natural point, 275, let's call it. So it looks good. Copper's shaping up on the monthly. It looks like a legitimate bottom coming in. GDX Again, we've got that reverse head and shoulders off of a top. We got lower highs. It quite possibly could fill that gap. I know a lot of stocks have come back down into the gaps, fill in the gaps. But this one has not reacted yet. And with gold and silver on the push, I don't know if it will. But we got higher lows. It's in a tight range. Right now, it made a doji bar. But is that doji bearish or bullish? As that can be construed as a inverted hammer. Well, it's not an inverted hammer. It just has that same stock play, as if this was at a bottom. And what I'm saying is, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Is this the right shoulder bottom? Look for previous highs, breaking above, making a short range to be able to break out. So something to watch. Either it breaks down or it breaks above. Got a few days left until the end of the week. So far on the week, we are making a reversal bar so far. But you can see the push retracement, bullish retracement into support. It broke above previous highs, back into previous highs, broke it again, stay above previous high, 26.15, and again above the EMA 8, always stay above the EMA 8 on a weekly chart, always. Monthly, this thing's ready. It's already tapped above previous highs. It's ready to make another push. On the monthly chart, this thing will go, let's just call it 13 to 26, so another 13 bucks, right? There you go. Measured move on a monthly chart. See what happens. Monthly charts take a long time to come in because each candle is just 1 month. So think of it long-term measured move. GDXJ. This time we're into support. Almost closing the gap. Pretty close. We'll see what happens. Again, the reverse head and shoulders. There's a gap. And now it's coming back into the gap. See if this one will fill. Again, I don't know. All gaps usually fill, but not all gaps have to fill. Sometimes years later they'll fill. Anyways, stay above previous highs, which is our support EMA on monthly or weekly. Plenty of support all the way down. We got previous highs used as support, which is right around 39. Ultimately, stay above 40, as it's a emotional spot on the chart. So far, not sure if this is going to come down or not. It looks like on a 60-minute, it looks like a stair step into support. See if it'll hold at 34. But with gold and silver on the rise, let's take a look. Looks like gold is up since we spoke. Still wants to move. Let's see what happens. Got to break above this long trend line. Got a ways to go. Let's call it a breakout at 1324. 1324. A ways to go. There goes silver. You can see that break, that U, and the flat top break. Anyone watching this right now can take a ride. Unfortunately, I am not equipped to trade in the futures right now. That would be a nice little piece. Here we go. 1803. Getting above previous highs, using that as your support. This thing could get knocked back. Looks like 1806. Let's see how fast this thing will go. Keep watching. Pretty nice. So far, pretty stagnant after the Brexit, but here we go. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Anyways, that's all I got, guys. Please donate if you can. Hope that someone is going to make money. Here's 1805. Let's break previous highs. Come on, boy. Pretty nice. Share, comment, like. Let me know what's going on out there. And thank God that I was able to disable these ads. And I don't blame investing.com for wanting some ads, but you know, maybe 2 or 3, but not 20. There's no way. Even on one page, my internet was having trouble. But there we go. I thought I was going to have to find some other way to do this. But I'm glad you guys are getting some out of it. Here's 1806. Let's break previous highs. Nice bullish pattern. That U, flat top break. We got a double top break right here at 1806, 1807. I can't tell. Anyways, watch the break. Watch the bullish retracement back into support. Buy into support. Take a ride. Otherwise, take that flat top. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I'll see you guys.